Today I'm at Chesapeake Bay Environmental Center with the Executive Director, Miss Judy Wink. Judy, it's fantastic to be here once again.
Oh, Heather, I can't wait till you come out here. It's about birds.
Hi, my name is Heather Taylor, and this is your 2 minutes of tourism. We oftentimes hear that there's nothing to do in Queen Anne's County. We're here to prove them wrong. Let's talk about the event. We've got some stuff coming up as it relates to birding. I think right now we've got the name of Flock to Queen Anne's County for Birding Weekend. So first of all, let's talk about the dates. It's in April, so it's a whole weekend of extravaganzas.
Yes, and we are going to be busy from the crack of dawn till dusk. Remember, the early bird gets the worm.
So now we got a lot of things planned for this weekend. Let's just bring a couple highlights for the folks at home who, might be interested in birding, but they're not quite sure, what's so great about it. So first of all, what do we have going on that weekend?
Okay, we're going to approach bird observation from a couple different angles. We'll go on hikes. We're going to utilize kayaks to go out on the water. Great opportunity to see birds when you're on the water. We'll have some lectures. We're going to deal with handling raptors and a banding demonstration. So we have a variety of things, activities, but our primary focus will be on going to the field and knowing how to find the birds, learning how to find the birds, and then the next step, learning to identify them.
Now, you mentioned something about banding. For those who aren't familiar with it, that's an interesting process. If you could just tell us a little bit about that.
Well, banding is actually a process where you affix an aluminum band to the leg of the bird. It doesn't hurt them. It's just like us wearing a watch or a bracelet. And that little band has numbers on whereby a lot of information can be collected about it. And it's a way of securing data on migration, on mortality. It's just a way of getting information, scientific information, so we can learn more about birds and for people to do studies.
Mm-hmm. Now, we're on the grounds of the Environmental Center, and this is a great place to come out and see birds. I mean, we've been here for just a short while, and we've seen a handful of really exciting. We've seen owls, we've seen some geese, we've seen a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. Tell us why this is such a great spot for birds.
Well, if you just look around here, we have a transition area, which means some little bushes and some grasses. We have very diverse habitat. We have 6 different kinds of habitats on the property, so that gives many opportunities for a variety of birds to live on the property. And don't forget, we have a lot of trails that you can get relatively close. And contrary to public opinion, birds know their safety is in flight. So if you're here by yourself, it's relatively quiet. The birds usually hang tight to their food source or nesting or whatever they're doing, and you can get to see birds close. The main thing is a lot of different habitats. Therefore, it's a niche for a lot of different kinds of birds.
Now, what would you say, and this is just a generalized question, but one of the most common birds that you probably see on a pretty significant basis here, is there something that you see most often?
Well, you have to take into consideration time of the year.
Season, right?
Right now, probably my favorite is the ospreys because they're very visible. They're large.
They got the big old nest on the various platforms around here.
Right, and they're good parents and focus in on raising the young after incubation and that, so you can get pretty close to them. You can sit and watch them bring food to the babies and that, but I would say that's a good bird to start with to learn behavior. It's big. It's steadfast to the nest, not easily alerted, and you can really learn a lot about bird behavior from the osprey.
Now, if you could, one more quick question. Are there any birds that you guys see a lot, either locally or at the center itself, that is kind of a rarity that, that somebody might come out and say, oh my goodness, I cannot believe I saw this type of bird? Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. Just about 3 weeks ago, we had a European widgeon here, and that's kind of more an accidental. when you talk about birds that are in a place that normally you wouldn't find them, they're termed accidentals. And a lot of reasons. Storm could have blown them off track. Many reasons why they could be there. But on occasion, we have birds that are accidentals, and then birders, no pun, flock to that area, spread their wings, and look around for whatever the
And they're looking for
is.
this bird that was here for
Just
for a couple short amount of time, and then it becomes the sanctified place, which isn't really quite accurate, correct?
No, but it was a sanctified place for that accidental at that time. Another example, last year we had a white pelican here for about 2 months, and it was on Lake Knapp, our only freshwater pond there, and loads of people came to see it because that's a bird that's more coastal, more southern. And if you're starting out birding, you're not going to travel to Florida or the Carolinas to see a bird until you get a little more acclimated. Then you pack it up, books, binocs, and travel.
Now, let's talk. You guys have some owls on site, and I know we were able to get some great footage of them. Tell us a little bit about them and why they're here and what kind of their backstory is, if you will.
Okay, well, on our birding weekend, we're definitely going to have a lecture on great horned owls, and we're going to go on an owl prowl. We have nesting birds on the property, and right at that time frame when we're doing the birding weekend, the young horned owls should be on the nest yet, so we can see them, but they'll be big. They'll be ready to fledge. But I think people, they just love the aura of mystery about owls. The fact that they're night shift birds, the many myths associated with them. And people are just interested in owls because they, like I said, they have some kind of mystery around them. They're very quiet. They hunt silently. Based on feather adaptation. Normally, when they're not rearing young, they're strictly nocturnal. They're most active between 1 in the morning and 3. So many times people don't get a lot of chance to see owls, and they just are interested in them, particularly the facial structure, big eyes, turning the head all the way around. No, it can't happen. Myth. They cannot turn their head all the way around. But, it's just, I think, the mystery of the bird.
The mystery of the bird. Well, it sounds like we got a lot of really great activities for this weekend. For more information, you can go to your website, which is bayrestoration.org.
Correct.
Newly revamped and beautiful. And you can always go to our tourism website, which is discoverqueenanne's.com. Judy, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for showing me some really great birds.
Okay. Thanks, Heather.
I want to thank everybody for watching this episode of 2 Minutes of Tourism. If you have any questions about any events or happenings throughout Queen Anne's County, you can always check the website, which is discoverqueenanne's.com. I've met a lot of different people and been to a lot of different places throughout the county, but you'll never know where I'm going to end up next. So keep watching.